Okay, so before I get into the what if, I just want to do a quick thank you to everyone for 200 subscribers. I can't believe my channel is growing so fast, and up to a week ago I only had 100, and now I have 200, which is crazy. And I just wanted to thank you all for supporting me and being there watching my videos. It really makes me happy that people like my content and people subscribe, that they want to see more of my content. So, and yeah, that inspires me to make more content for you guys. So I'm really thankful. And yeah, so for the 200 subscribers special, this is gonna be what if Deku had all for one. Now let's get into it. So we start our story off with Deku. He is born. As he was born, the doctor says, Inko, it seems that your son is quirkless. And Inko, she would say, wait, what? How? And the doctor would say, he has a extra joint in his pinky toe, and that's a sign to indicate that he won't be getting a quirk. And yeah, so for all of his life, Deku has been he has been really sad. He has been bullied by Bakugo, as in canon. He's been bullied by Bakugo and other kids from his school, calling him quirkless and all that. So one day, when Deku was 7, he came home from school to see his house. It was on fire. He was screaming, and he's screaming for his mom. Mom, where are you? And all he can hear is his mom screaming in the house. And Deku, he's frozen there in fear. And he runs in. He's trying to save his mom. He eventually gets to the room where his mom is. He sees her. He says, Mom, are you okay? Inko says, Baby, get away, this is too dangerous. Deku says, I need to save you, Mom. And Deku runs towards her. She's laying down. Deku tries to pick her up. He's trying his hardest to drag her across the floor. Eventually, Inko gets the strength to get up. She hugs Deku and sings thank you, baby, but you shouldn't be here. You should go save yourself. Deku says, but I want a hero wouldn't do that. He wouldn't run away in the face of danger. And Inko smiles and says, you've always wanted to become a hero. And as she was done saying that, they hear a loud crack above them. A giant plank of wood is about to fall on them, but Inko pushes Deku out of the way. The plank falls on Inko, crushing her head, dying. She's dead. Sorry about that. She's dead. She died. Deku, he witnessed his mom dying in front of him. He sees blood coming from her head, a lot of blood. He's shocked and afraid, and he's afraid. He starts crying. He's saying, Mom, what? Get up. But Inko doesn't move one bit. Eventually, the firefighters would arrive, and heroes too. They would investigate the scene. Some heroes would question Deku about what happened. Deku wouldn't say anything other than that he's crying. The heroes would try to calm him down, but Deku would say, she's dead. And the heroes would say, who's dead, kid? He would say, my mom, she's dead. And they would they would say, "It's okay, kid." They would comfort him, and yeah, Deku. After that, he's placed in an orphanage. He is in there until he's 8, and through the year, for 1 year, he's been bullied by people in the orphanage, and some of the staff members that work there are bad people, and they beat Deku because they think that he's weak. Eventually, when that year ends, they kick Deku out onto the street with nothing for him. Deku, he's wandering in the streets alone. It's late at night. Deku, he's sad. He eventually goes. He stumbles in an alleyway. He sees men beating up another guy to a bloody pulp. Deku says, "What are you doing to him?" The guys turn around and say, "Oh, what are you doing here, kid? Where's your mommy?" And Deku would say, "Oh, she's dead." And they would say like, "Oh, the kid lost his mom. How sad." And one of them would say like, "How about you'll be able to see her?" He pulls out a knife and starts charging at Deku. Deku, he's frozen in fear. But then, out of nowhere, a big gust of wind pushes all of the thugs away from Deku, sending them flying, knocking them out. Deku turns around to see what caused it. Who caused it? He sees a tall man in a black suit. He says, "Boy, I heard what happened to your mother, and I'm very sorry about that." Deku would say, Who are you?" He would say, "I am All For One, and I would like to take you in as my son." Deku would say, "What, really? Are you serious?" All For One would say, "Yes, and I will train you to become something great, something better than a hero." And Deku would say, "Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my family downstairs. Yeah, sorry." Anyway, Deku would say, "What, really? What can be better than a hero?" All For One would say, "A hero are fake. Right? All the heroes in this modern society are fake. They only do it for money and fame. They don't do it to save others. They only want to be famous and be rich." And this angers Deku. He says, "Wait, what? How can that be? Heroes are supposed to save people and not care about the money or fame." And All For One would say, "No, all heroes in this modern society are fake, and I want to take them all down. So would you come with me so I can accomplish my dream?" Deku would say, "Oh, okay." So Deku, he leaves. I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my brother. Anyways, Deku, he leaves with All For One into the night. Deku, All For One leads Deku to an abandoned factory. All For One would say, "So, kid, what's your quirk?" Deku would say, "Oh, I don't have one." All For One would say, "Oh, quite unfortunate." But then the doctor would come in, and it's the same doctor, the same quirk doctor. And All For One would say like, "Hey, give this kid a quirk." The doctor would say, "Oh, okay. I'll give him plenty of quirks." So, for the next 3 years, Deku, he has been put under training with a bunch of quirks because I must say that this is where they've been experimenting to find Nomus, and Deku is like one of like the first Nomu experiments, and yeah. So Deku for the next 3 years, so for 3 years he has been training with 3 quirks. He can he can shoot purple fire out of his hands and all around and other parts of his body. He can like have black tentacles come out of his hands and back. And you guys can choose the other quirk. Yeah, you can choose the 3rd quirk. So Deku would have fire and like black tentacles, like black whip. So yeah. So Deku, as the years go by, All For One has seen Deku's progress. He's a lot stronger, faster, and way more durable than he was before when the first day he found him. All For One would call in Deku. Deku would say, "What is it, father?" Or master, I don't really know. He would say, like, probably father, or, no, master. He would say master. He would say, "What is it?" No, father. Sorry. He would say, "Yes, father." All For One would say, "I've seen you've made a bunch of progress, and I think you are ready." Deku would say, "Ready for what, father?" All For One would say, I want you to inherit my quirk." Deku would say, "What, really? Really, father?" All For One would say, "Yes, you are ready to inherit my quirk." And so, All For One gives Deku All For One. So for the next 4 years, Deku, well, actually 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. Deku, he's been training with the quirk All For One for 5 years. And one day when Deku was done with training, All For One would say, Midoriya. Now you would say Deku. And Deku would say, "What is it?" All For One would show him a flyer or a paper for the UA entrance exams. Deku would say, "What is this, father?" All For One would say, "I want you to join into UA." Deku would say, "Why?" All For One would say, "Because we want to destroy heroes, and the only way we can do that is to have someone on the inside telling us information." Deku would say, "Oh, all right, I'll do this." So yeah, Deku, he has like, his hair is longer, but not like extremely long, just longer. Probably like down to his like neck. Deku, he's taller too. Yeah. So Deku, he goes to the entrance exams. So Deku had been missing for 8 years, so the police think that he's dead and all that. So yeah, so nobody recognizes him. Sorry about that loud noise. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, Deku, he goes to the entrance exams. He does the written portion. He aces that because he's extremely smart. Oh my god, my brother. Oh my god. I'm sorry. So he does his written portion. He aces it because he's really smart. Now for the robot test. Deku, he's ready. He's stretching. And when President Mike says go, he runs off he's running like as fast as Ida, because that's how fast he is, like with his normal speed. He covers his hands in fire, punching robot after robot, melting them and destroying them, getting a lot of points in the process. The teachers in watching this are amazed about how this kid is destroying many robots. I'm sorry, my brother. I don't know why he keeps crying. Anyways, so the teachers are amazed about what Deku is doing. Deku, he's shooting fire at robots. He's grabbing them with his black tentacles and crushing them, throwing them against other robots. Eventually, he gets up to 150 points. Then the 0-pointer would come. Deku would say, that robot's not worth anything. And then Deku would hear a girl screaming. Deku would turn around to see Uraraka trapped under the rubble, as in canon. Deku would say, I guess I have to save her. So not Deku, as Uraraka is trying to crawl out of the rubble, she turns around to see the 0-pointer about to crush her. But then Deku, he shoots a big blast of purple fire at the robot, like engulfing the robot, making it explode and melt until there's nothing left in a pile of melted metal. Everyone's amazed about what Deku just did. Deku would help Uraraka up. He would say, "Are you okay?" Uraraka would say, "Yeah, thank you." Yet Deku would say, "It's whatever." So Deku would help Uraraka to get to Recovery Girl, and that would be it. Deku, he would go back to All For One. Deku would say, All For One would say, "So how did you do, son?" Deku would say, "Pretty much passed. It was too easy." And I don't know what other quirks All For One has. So you guys can put other quirks that Deku could have for the series. Like so the third quirk and the other quirks for Deku. So you guys can. Oh crap. Sorry about that. So yeah, you can name. You can name 10 quirks. 10 quirks for Deku. He already has 2, so he would have 12. So you can name off the other 10. Anyways, Deku. So a couple weeks pass. He gets his letter of acceptance to UA, and Deku would say, figured as much. I'm sorry about my brother. He keeps yelling. I know I keep apologizing, but he's so loud. Anyways, Deku, he would go to UA. The first day, Deku, he walks into class. He sees Ida and Bakugo arguing. He remembers Bakugo, but he hates him. Like, he despises him with all of his being, I guess. I don't really know. He just hates him really much, but he doesn't show it. He just looks at him and he walks towards his seat. As he was about to sit down, Uraraka would tap on his shoulder and says, "Hey." Deku would turn around. He would say, "Who are you?" And he would say, "It's you." Uraraka would say, "Yeah, I just wanted to thank you again for saving me during the test." Deku would say, It's fine." So then Aizawa would come in and he says, "Everyone, we're doing a quirk assessment test. Get change and meet me outside." So everyone goes to get change. The boys' locker room, everyone's seeing Deku and how strong and ripped he is. He's like 3 times buffer than Mirio. And everyone's just staring at him. He has scars all over his body because of the intense training. But nobody questions about it. So Deku, he walks out and the test begins. Aizawa would throw a ball at Deku. He would say, "So, what was your farthest ball throw in middle school?" Deku, he didn't go to middle school. He was homeschooled, so he would just make up a number, but it wouldn't be any number. It would be like a number that he actually recorded during throwing a ball. Deku would say 70 meters, and everyone's actually kind of shocked about that. And Aizawa would say, "Okay, now throw this, but using your quirk." Deku would say, "Okay." So he would get the ball. He would go into the circle, and Deku. Oh, sorry about that. Deku, he would cover his hand with his black tentacles and purple fire. Todoroki would see this. He would think, he has fire? He has 2 quirks? What? And Deku, he would throw it as hard as he can, getting 3,000 meters. No, 3,654 meters. Everyone's shocked about how far he threw this. And yeah, Deku, he wins. He beats everyone in the test except the ball throw because he can't be infinity. So yeah, eventually the day would end, and they would go back home. Our friend would say, "So how was the first day of school?" Deku would say, "We just did a stupid test. It's way too easy. A lot easier than the actual entrance exams." And yeah, the next day, Deku would go back to school. All Might would show up. Deku would kind of get excited, but in his head, but then he would realize that he hates heroes. And yeah. So All Might would start explaining about the combat training they're doing. So yeah. So Deku, his hero suit, it would be, I don't know what his hero suit would be. And we're just Deku's hero suit would be like the same one from like season 3. Like the current one he has, but it would be a lot more, I guess, aggressive looking. It would be way more intimidating. His mask would have like sharp teeth on it. And everyone's actually kind of like surprised about his hero costume, and they think that it's kind of villainous. And some people would actually ask him like, "Hey, like, I like your costume, but don't you think that's a little like villainous?" And Deku would say, "Don't judge a book by its cover," and he would walk off. So All Might would pick the teams. It would be the same teams in the canon. Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ida. All Might would say, now start." Deku, he walks in with Uraraka. Then Bakugo would show up. He would throw an explosion. Deku would just dodge it, moving Uraraka out of the way too. Then punching Bakugo in the stomach, knocking him out. Deku would capture him with the capture tape. And then he would say like, "Come on, Uraraka, we gotta go find the bomb." They're running off to go get the bomb, to find the bomb. Everyone is like kind of like amazed about how Deku just took out Bakugo in one punch. They're saying like, that guy's really strong. Like, he's kind of intimidating too. All Might would look up his papers, and I don't know. Deku wouldn't go by Izuku Midoriya. He would go by something else. I'll think of a name. Just think of a random name. I'll think of one too. So yeah, he would look up his papers. They're all filled with fake information. about Deku, like his fake name, like his fake birthday, like where he was from and all that. All of it's fake. So he would, Deku and Uraraka would eventually would find the bomb. Ida's there with the bomb. Ida would charge at Deku and Uraraka, but Deku would catch his kick with one of his tentacles. He would restrain Ida and tells Uraraka to go get the bomb. Uraraka says okay. He runs to the bomb and touches it. All Might would say, "Hero team wins," and yeah. So yeah, every match goes in the same as in canon. Todoroki has an eye on Deku because he sees that he has two quirks, and he thought that he would be like the only one in this class with two quirks. Oh, sorry. Anyways, so yeah, that would happen. Now the Yosuke attack. Deku is on the bus with the rest of his class. Everyone's talking about their quirks. And Sue would ask Deku about his quirk. And she says, like, it seems like you have two quirks. Deku says, I do. And Sue would say, like, what are your quirks called? Deku would say, I have a fire quirk and another quirk called black tendrils. Todoroki would hear this and would think in his mind, so he has fire and one called black tendrils. And yeah, so they would get onto the USJ. Oh crap. I'm gonna backtrack a little. So Deku, he would steal the papers about the USJ attack. So yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm just saying it now. So he stole the papers and gave them to All For One, and All For One gave him to Shigaraki, because like Deku knows a little about Shigaraki, but not a lot. So yeah. Deku, he's inside. Then he feels off, and then he realizes that it's just Shigaraki about to do his attack. Now I'm actually kind of excited to see how this one would go down. And then the portals would start open. Shigaraki and the rest of the villains would come out. Then the Nomu too. Aizawa would say this and says, "Get back! This is not a drill. These are real villains." He would run down. He would start fighting them all. Then everyone would get teleported to different sections of the USJ. Deku, he would get transported to the water zone. As he's about to land in the water, or as he lands in the water, a guy with a shark quirk is about to attack him, but then he just shoots like his black tendrils. Yeah, I'm gonna say that instead of tentacles, black tendrils towards the villain, and restraining him and throwing him out of the water. Then Sue grabs him and throws him onto the boat, along with Mineta. So yeah, Sue would say, like, I'm kind of scared. Like, what are we supposed to do? Deku would say, get back. I'm about to do something. And Sue would say, like, what are you gonna do? And Deku would say, just get back. So Deku, he would jump up into the air, and he would create fire out of his two hands and shoot it like a big blast of fire into the water, boiling it, and then evaporating it. All the villains that are in the water have third-degree burns on them. And there was actually some black fire into it too, that came out of it too. Deku lands on the boat and says, "I took care of him. Now let's go." So Deku, he would grab Sue and Midnight and jump off the boat. Deku would land to see Aizawa getting beaten up by the Nomu. Deku would think like, should I help him? But he's a hero. But then again, if I just stand here watching, people would get suspicious. I guess I'll help him just a little. So Deku, he would rush in to the Nomu. He punches it. Nomu does nothing. Shigaraki also knows about Deku, so he's thinking like, what is Deku doing? Why is he interfering? And Deku would just start shooting fire at the Nomu. The Nomu would just be regenerating. And then All Might would appear along with the rest of the heroes because Ida got them too. Then Deku would leave. And then All Might would battle the Nomu. As in canon, All Might does his Soul plus Ultra Fist thing and defeats the Nomu. Then Shigaraki would get away along with the rest, or along with Kirigiri. So yeah. So when that day ends, Deku, he goes back home. All for One is with Shigaraki. And All for One says, "Deku, what were you thinking?" And Deku would say, "What?" And then Shigaraki would say, "Why were you attacking the Nomu?" Deku would say, calm down. If the class saw me just standing there doing nothing, they would have gotten suspicious about me. So I had to fight, but I just had to fight. So it acted like I cared about him. And they would say like, okay, but don't ever do that again unless we know. Deku would say, okay, whatever. So yeah, Deku would have 2 weeks off. He's training with his 12 quirks that he knows, but you guys will choose the 10. So yeah, he's training with his 12 quirks for the UA Sports Festival. So yeah, the 2 weeks are up. UA Sports Festival has come. Deku, so yeah, the first event starts. Midnight would say go. Todoroki would use his ice like to freeze everyone in place. Deku would get frozen too, but he would just break out of it easily. And he would start running on the ice, like running like really fast, like even faster because the ice is slippery and he's using it to his advantage. So then Todoroki would see Deku like running like at high speeds and then passing him. Todoroki would say, "How did he get out of it?" And then Deku would continue running. He would eventually get to the robots. He would throw a massive fire wave, a wave of fire, like purple and a little hint of black in it too, at one of the robots, melting it entirely. Then he would jump into the air really high. He would shoot a bunch of his black tendrils at grabbing. No. Sorry about that cut, guys. Yeah, my sister walked into the room. So yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, Deku, he jumps high into the air. He wraps his black tendrils around one of the 0-pointers. He picks it up, or he throws it towards another robot, and making both of the robots explode. Deku lands and continues running. Everyone's amazed and shocked about how strong Deku is. And yeah, like the audience is amazed, President Mike is saying like, "Whoa, like, whoa, that was some serious strength right there." Then he talks to Aizawa saying like, "Isn't that your student?" Aizawa would say, "Yeah, he's like this, he's the strongest student in our class. He's the smartest one too." And yeah, Deku, he continues running. He gets to the pillars. Deku just jumps over the whole thing, then continues. He gets to the mines, runs without setting off the mines, then gets first place. Yeah. Cavalry battle. He has no one on his team. So Midnight would let him be on his own. So when she says go, everyone immediately goes for Deku. Deku, like, he lets out black tendrils out of his back, and he would jump up like a lot higher off the ground, and he would like start using his fire on his feet, so he would be like hovering over all of the entire stadium. Everyone's just like, what? How do you do that? So like some people would try to go for Deku, like Bakugo, but he wouldn't succeed because Deku's too high up. Yeah. So Deku, he wins that one easily. So now to the one-on-one fights. Deku versus Shinso. Shinso talks about how he is born with an amazing quirk, and his quirk is villainous. And Deku, he starts talking to him, and he says, "I wasn't born with these quirks." Then Shinso would say, "Gotcha." Deku would say, "Really? He did?" And I want to say that Deku has an immunity to mind control, because that's what he did for for training. He built up her resistance to mind controlling, and eventually turned into an immunity, so he can't be affected by it. So yeah, it wouldn't affect Deku. Deku would run, like moving faster than the eye can see, punching Shinso out of the ring and into the wall. Deku wins. Now Todoroki versus Deku. Todoroki would say, "I'm only gonna beat you with only half my power." And Deku would say like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna lose then." So Midna would say go. Todoroki would shoot his ice attack. Deku, he would just shoot fire out of his hand, like the ice immediately melting right even before it touched the fire or it evaporated. The fire would get closer to Todoroki and would burn him, like, and engulf Todoroki in fire, burning like his shirt off, and like he has like 2-degree burns on his body. And he's thinking like, how is this flame so hot? Like hotter than my father's. And Endeavor's seen this and just thinking like, he has a fire quirk, and it seems it's a lot stronger than Shoto's, possibly stronger than mine. So he continues watching. Deku says, "You're not gonna win without using your fire." Todoroki would say, "I can't use this fire." And then Deku would say, "Oh, I guess you're too weak." Then Deku would wrap tendrils around his right arm, and he runs in front of Todoroki, punching him so hard that it would break his ribcage and sending him flying toward the wall, like breaking a couple walls in the process. He would be like sent flying through a bunch of walls and all. Yeah. So Deku, he would win that one. Now Deku versus Bakugo. Deku, he's going off anger to like during the fight, but then he calms down and like goes off strategizing and all of that. So Bakugo would start charging up his howitzer impact. Deku, he would like, he would just be standing there, then he would move his, no, he would put his hands like back. He would move his hands back, his arms, I mean. And then as Bakugo's howitzer impact would hit, Deku would shoot like a massive wave of fire, like even bigger than the one that engulfed the 0-pointer robot. Like twice the size, way bigger than Bakugo's howitzer impact. So it would completely destroy the howitzer impact and making a big explosion, like 4 times the size of the explosion as in canon. Like not the Bakugo one, the Deku and Todoroki one. Yeah, like 4 times greater than that. It broke most of the arena, and like some of the walls around the entire stadium are cracked, and like some rubble is falling off. So yeah, everyone's like scared and amazed, but mostly scared about what Deku did. And yeah, Deku would win the sports festival. Deku, it would be the end of the day, and yeah, All For One would say, "Nice job, I saw you on the sports festival." Deku would say, "Thanks, father." And then he would ask, Has anyone been suspicious about you?" Deku would say, "No, not yet. They're too clueless." And then he would say, "Oh, we need more papers." And Deku would say, "Oh, okay, I'll go get some." So Deku walks off. Then he would get to UA. It's late at night. I will say that some heroes are guarding it, like guarding the entrance to UA. So Deku, he sneaks by the heroes. He gets through the security system, and then he makes his way to the Principal Nezu's office. He goes to the vents. Then he gets to Nezu's office. He jumps out of the vents, then starts going through the files. Then he eventually sees the one about the internships and the forced training camp. Deku would say, "So I guess these are the next plans. These are good." Then he would take the files, or the file, and yeah, he would leave. He would get back. He would give it to All For One. All For One would say, "Thanks, son." Deku says, "No problem, father." Then yeah, that day ends. The next day, Deku would arrive to school. Bakugo is kind of mad at Deku he's mad at losing, and he's like really mad that he sees that someone's like stronger than him. And he's not used to that. So yeah, he's just mad. Aizawa would say not like, since the sports festival is over, you now have to pick your internships, and everyone sees how much they got on the board. Deku has the most. So yeah, and then Aizawa would say, "But first, we have to pick your hero names." And I don't know what Deku's hero name should be. You guys can pick it. I don't know. You guys can pick his hero name. So yeah. So Deku, he would choose who would he choose? Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm gonna say that he would choose some random hero with no, I'm gonna say he would go with Endeavor. He would choose Endeavor. He would go with Todoroki to his internship. Endeavor would be teaching Deku about his fire and all that and how to control it. But Deku, he already knows this stuff that Endeavor is telling him about, so he does not really paying attention. So yeah. Eventually, Hosu City gets under attack, and the Nomu start running around. Yeah. So yeah. Then Deku, he's like there. He's pretending to help out the Nomus and all that. Then he gets bored and then just runs away. He gets on a roof. Then he sees into an alleyway where his classmate Ida is about to get killed by Stain. Deku, he just watches as Ida gets stabbed in the arm, then the leg, and then the other leg, and another stab to his other arm, and eventually to his heart. Ida slowly dies. He slowly closes his eyes and dies. Deku, he's just watching this, and then he says, "That's what he gets for being stupid." And then he walks away. Deku, he's just looking over the city. It's on fire. There's Nomus everywhere. Chaos. Destruction. Then Deku spots Shigaraki and Kirigiri on top of a roof. Then he runs towards them. Then he gets on the roof and he says, "So, how's the plan? How's it going?" Shigaraki would say, "Oh, nothing. Our plan is working." Deku saying, "Oh, that's good." And Shigaraki would say, like, "What's wrong? You seem off today." Deku would say, "It's really nothing. I just saw my classmate get killed. So that's something." Shigaraki would say, like, "What? Why did you let him die?" Deku would say, like, why would I care about him? He's just, he actually put himself into that position. He was, like, asking to die." Shigaraki would have said, "You should have saved him." Deku would say, like, why? Like, I'm a villain. Like, why would I save a hero? And plus, nobody saw me, so nobody would tell. No one will know that I just stood there. Shigaraki would say, whatever. So yeah. Ida's death is put on the news. It's on the news. It's everywhere. Class 1A is really sad about Ida dying. They're all, like, sad and depressed. Deku, he's acting depressed, but he's really not. He's just like, he's dead, so what? Let's get over him. And all that. So yeah. Aizawa would come in and he would start explaining about how Ida is dead and all that, and what caused his death, and, like, what happened to him and all that. And yeah. I'm gonna say that they would get another week off because of the whole Ida situation. Ida would have his funeral. Deku wouldn't go to it. Yeah, so he would have a week off. All for One would be, when Deku gets home, All for One would say, "I saw what happened on the news." Deku would say, "Oh yeah," and All for One would say, "Also, Shigaraki told me that you saw it happen." Deku would say, "Yeah, so what?" All for One would say, "Why didn't you save him?" Deku would say, why would I save a hero? He put himself in that position. And All For One would say, like, what if someone saw you? Deku said, no one did. I was on a roof. Nobody saw me. Anyways, we have a week off because of this whole this whole situation. All For One would say, okay, sure. So yeah. All For One. Deku would start training for the next week, getting all stronger with his 12 quirks that you guys will name. So yeah, the week is over. Everyone's feeling a little better. Not all of them though. So, they would go to the training camp. They would meet the Wild Pussycats, and then then the landslide would happen. They would get pushed by the landslide into the forest, the beast forest or whatever. Deku, he would have no problem dealing with the beasts, just burning them or throwing them. Deku would be the first one there, arriving around this about the same time as Aizawa and the rest. The Wild Pussycats, and the rest of the class would come as the same time as in canon. Deku, the class would say, like, Deku, why didn't you help us? Deku would say, you guys have to learn how to depend on yourselves, not just others. Yeah, everyone would make their food. Deku wouldn't eat. He would just pick an apple from a tree and just eat it. And then I'm gonna say that Pixie Bob would go up to Deku and would say, like, why are you eating, like, with the rest of your class? Deku would say, I don't feel like it. And she would say, like, I don't think an apple will fill you up. Deku would say, like, it's fine. I sometimes eat less than I sometimes eat less than this in a day. About that cut, guys. My sister walked in again, so I had to stop recording. Anyways, so yeah, Deku is saying I've eaten less than this in a day, so I got used to it. And then he would walk off. He would finish his apple and throw it in the trash. Then it's nighttime. Deku, he's not with his class. He sneaks off to find the Action Vanguard squad because All For One told him about Shigaraki like recruiting new members, and he told Deku to go greet them or meet them. So Deku, he's running through the forest. He'd eventually meets up with the Action Vanguard squad. He would say, like, so you guys are the new recruits? Dobby would say, yeah, so who are you? Deku would say, you don't need to know my name. But I'm not with the league, but I am a villain. I'm undercover right now. I'm a spy right now, so yeah. So if I attack you, it's just pretend. Just so I can look like I'm helping them. But really I'm not. So don't start firing at me. They would say, oh, okay, whatever. So yeah, Deku would sneak back off to the camp to meet with his rest of his class in Class 1B for the test of courage. So yeah. So Deku, I mean, not Deku. Eventually, so the Action Vanguard squad would come in. Mustard would release his poisonous gas and all that. Um, Muscular would attack Koda. I'm gonna say that Deku does not come. He did not come. Koda's not gonna die, but sorry about that. I thought something was playing in my room. I don't know what that was. Anyways, so Deku, he does not like save Koda. Koda is badly, like severely injured. Like he's close to dying. Muscular says, I don't need to kill him. And then Deku would arrive. Like Koda is like about to like pass out as Deku arrives, and then he would pass out. Deku would say like, "You don't have to beat the kid that bad." Muscular would say, "Yeah, I know." So then Deku would say, go capture whoever you need. Go help them. Muscular would say, "So what are you gonna do with the kid?" Deku would say, "I'm gonna take him back to camp and see if they can heal him or whatever." So he would take Koda back to camp. Like Mandalay is there. She's like crying. She's like really worried about Koda. Like, Koda's like body is like broken entirely, his bones and everything. So yeah, Deku, he would run back into the forest. He would meet up with Mr. Compress. He would start fake fighting with him. And yeah, eventually they would eventually the Action Vanguard squad would leave with Bakugo. Deku, he doesn't care. So yeah. So yeah. So Bakugo gets captured. Koda gets rushed to the hospital. And everyone else who got injured. So yeah. Deku, he's not injured, so he's not at the hospital. So yeah. So, oh, sorry about that. Anyways. So Momo does put a tracker on the Nomu and gives it to the heroes. Deku, he's listening to the conversation, but in secret. He's stealthy. He learned how to be stealthy during training, so yeah, he's being stealthy. So he's listening, and he would say, "This is not good. I gotta tell father and Shigaraki." So Deku would leave the hospital. He would get to All For One. He would say, "Father, the heroes are coming." He would say, "Wait, what?" And Deku would say, "Apparently, one of my classmates put a tracker on one of the Nomus, and she's tracking it right now, and she give the tracker to the heroes." All For One would say, "That's not good. Have you told Shigaraki about this?" Deku would say, "No, I haven't, but I'm about it right now." And All For One would say, "Good, go ahead." Deku would say, "Okay." So he would arrive at the base. Shigaraki would say, "What do you want?" Deku would say, "Calm down. I have some information. The heroes are coming." Shigaki would say, wait, what? You traitor. And Deku would say, calm down. I didn't betray anyone. One of my classmates put a tracker on one of the Nomus. And she gave the tracker to the heroes, so now they're on their way. Shigaki would say, oh, not what? That's just great. Deku would say, you guys should get prepared for the heroes. Shigaraki would say, oh, okay, whatever. So yeah, eventually the heroes would arrive. The villains, they would attack the heroes, but then they would get overwhelmed, so they would have to like run away. Then All For One shows up. He would start fighting with All Might. Oh yeah, Bakugo. He's still there, but he was knocked out. I forgot about Bakugo, I'm sorry. So yeah, Bakugo, he gets woken up by the whole commotion. He gets freed by Deku. And he says, like, what are you doing here? Deku says, I came to save you. Now get out of here. Bakugo says, like, okay, whatever. And he blasts off with his explosions. Deku stays as his father is beating up All Might. And eventually, All Might would have won with his United States of Smash. Deku would say, no, father. Then I would say that All For One has a telepath quirk. So he's speaking with Deku telepathically and says, don't worry, you will be the next symbol of fear. I think that's what he's called, the symbol of fear or the symbol of chaos. I don't really know. But he would say you would be the new symbol of fear. Deku would say, I will avenge you, father. Deku is sad because his father is in prison. And yeah. So yeah, that's over. I'm gonna get into it a little bit more. So yeah. So that's over. I won. The next day, everyone's back in class. Then Mr. Aizawa would start saying about the Hero Provisional License exam. And yeah. Then they would get to the test place or whatever. The other school, the class from the other school, with the knockoff Deku, he would put on his act and like greet everyone. Deku can see right through it, so he doesn't shake his hand and he just walks off. So yeah, as the test starts, everyone, as in canon, goes for class 1A. Deku, he would shoot like a wave of fire at everyone, but not a really strong, hot one, just like a warning to like indicate like if you come any closer, I'll burn you, and I won't hesitate to burn you all. So yeah. So everyone gets hit by the wave of fire. Then the classes would start eliminating other people from the classes and all that. The whole class 1A passes. Deku, he passes no problem. He just takes out some random people. So yeah, that's over. Mirio. No, I want to do the Bakugo versus Deku fight. I don't really do this, but I see a reason to, because like Bakugo wants to settle to see. He wants to see who is really the strongest of them. So yeah, Bakugo, he would tell Deku to meet him outside and all of that. Then Bakugo would say like, ever since I've like lost to you, like I've been so angry and all that. Then he would start fighting Deku. Deku wouldn't do anything. Deku, he wouldn't be fighting it at all. He would just be dodging his attack, Bakugo's attacks, and Bakugo would be more and more angry. And then he would start crying and all that. He would start saying like the same things as in canon, like I ended All Might and all that. Then Aizawa would show up. He would like scold. He would scold both of them and all that. Then they would get suspended. I'm gonna say that Nezu would talk to both of them, and I would say that Deku would get a 2-day suspension, and Bakugo would get the 4th-day suspension, because Deku was a part of it, but he didn't fight at all. He was just dodging, and Deku told Nezu that he was just dodging his attacks, not even fighting. So yeah, the 2 days are up. Deku, he's back in class. Everyone's saying like, why weren't you here, Deku? Deku would say like, I got in a fight and I got suspended with Bakugo, and they would say, oh, what happened? Like, he just wanted to fight me. He got angry that I beat him twice already. He wanted to settle the score, and we both got caught. And I didn't even fight him. I just dodged his attacks because I didn't want to get in trouble. But I still did, but not as bad as him. So yeah. Then the whole Big 3 thing happened. The Big 3 would show up, Mirio would challenge everyone as in canon. So he would take out the whole class as in canon too. As he would get to Deku, he would punch Deku. But this time, it would actually hurt his hand a lot. It would hurt his hand a lot. Then Deku would grab his fist and punch Mirio right in the face and knocking him out instantly. Then Mirio's like laying on the floor. He's knocked out. Nejire and Tamaki are like amazed and shocked about how Deku just defeated the strongest student in one punch. Deku would say like, so am I the strongest student now or what? They would say, like Aizawa would say like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. So yeah, Deku is now the strongest student in UA, which he already is. He already was the first day of the whole UA thing. He's been the strongest ever since day 1. So yeah. So I'm gonna end it off here. I hope you guys liked my 200 subscriber special. Yeah. So I hope you like it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.